Straight ahead on News 20 at 6, Florida A&M University is facing new financial challenges. Newly installed red light cameras in Florida could be coming down. Homeless veterans try to make the most of a bad situation. And in sports, we're talking about FSU and FAMU spring football. All that and more coming up. You're watching News 20 at 6.
From the highest of 7 hills in Florida's capital city, covering every corner of the Big Bend, this is the award-winning News 20 at 5, live.
Our top story, Florida A&M University is facing massive budget cuts across the board. The university is in the process of restructuring as many as 200 jobs, and about 24 academic programs may be cut. Alumni as well as students are bracing for the potential fallout.
We now recognize that we're going to have to play a role and provide additional financial support so that the university will be able to use some of those funds to make sure that the impact is not as great as it would be.
For more information on the university's restructuring plan, visit the university website at famu.edu and click on the restructuring link on the homepage. Red light cameras have been the center of controversy in Florida lately. Many are on the fence as to whether the cameras are really needed. News 20 at 5 reporter Curtis Ford has more on the story.
Click, flash, ticket. That's all it takes to receive a citation for running a red light in Florida. Many cities and states have been using the cameras to take photos of people who run red lights. However, this method isn't without some controversy. Senator Rene Garcia of Hialeah, Florida, sponsored a measure that would ban red light cameras, citing that they are a violation of privacy and that it is just a way for the state to make money. Representative Alan Williams disagrees, and Williams says that the ultimate goal should be to save lives.
And this is our duty as legislators to help maintain public safety and make sure that we can avoid other lives being lost. And then if we have to impose a fine to make sure folks don't do that, then that's what we should be doing.
While many drivers feel like the red light cameras infringe upon privacy, many pedestrians who also use the roadways feel like the cameras actually make the roadways safer. Jasmine Polymon, a pedestrian, says that the cameras are effective in keeping motorists aware.
I feel like they contribute to the overall safety on the road, a positive contribution because they kind of force drivers to be more cautious.
Senate Bill 672 will be heard next by the Senate Community Affairs Committee and then by the Budget Committee. For News 20 at 5, I'm Curtis Ford.
Well, Curtis, how many red light cameras are in the Tallahassee area?
Well, Tiana, there are currently 6 locations in Tallahassee where red light cameras are located, and that's Tennessee and Monroe, Keller Center and Capitol Circle Northeast, Ocala and Tennessee, Capitol Circle Northwest and West Tennessee Streets, Appalachia Parkway and Magnolia, and Capitol Circle Southeast and Appalachia Parkway.
How long have they been in use?
Well, Tiana, they've been in first.
Thanks, Curtis. Florida lawmakers want to crack down on students who wear their pants below their waist. In an effort to prepare kids for a competitive job market, legislation banning sagging pants in Florida schools is close to becoming a law in Florida, and some are glad that something is being done to combat sagging.
It's a bad example for us as a culture, like the black people as in our heritage or whatever. We already have been downgraded in many ways.
Although the sagging pants bill has failed before, it looks to have more support this year. The bill has already passed the Senate and could be heard by the full House soon. The city of Tallahassee is preparing to upgrade the Midtown area. The project will cost around $500,000 and will improve lighting, pave crosswalks, and renovate local businesses.
I'm hoping it will bring more business into the community as well as bringing folks to Midtown As you know, Midtown is doing a beautiful upgrade. The private enterprise has already done a considerable amount of capital investment in this area.
Senior Planning Coordinator of the Tallahassee-Leon County Planning Department, Zach Galloway, says the project will be ongoing for the next 30 years. For more information on the upgrades, you can visit talgov.com. Coming up on News 20 at 6, gas is becoming more expensive by the day. Is there any relief in sight? 2 Florida doctors are arrested, and an innocent man is free after spending decades in prison. Stay tuned. You're watching News 20 at 6.
Every day, our brave troops and their families stand up for us.
For years, we've asked so much of so few.
Now we have a chance to serve these heroes.
To give time, offer comfort, or lend a hand.
To ease the burden on a military family.
Let's honor their service by volunteering ours.
Remember when imagination could take us anywhere? It still can. Destination Imagination is an extraordinary after-school activity that lets any child experience creativity, teamwork, and problem-solving. Parents and teachers, start a Destination Imagination team and let your child begin the journey of a lifetime.
The price of oil and gas at the pumps continues to steadily rise. In Tallahassee, residents may have to pay even more for gas. Leon County commissioners made a proposal earlier this month to increase in the gas tax. The raise would be split between the city of Tallahassee and the county.
I don't support that because since we already have an increase in gas prices, it's just getting worse. And I feel like the city can find another way to get funds or for fixing the road.
County staff says the gas tax could be one way to make up for the county's projected $13 million budget shortfall in 2012. County staff says the gas tax could be one way to make up for the county's projected $13 million budget shortfall in 2012. The Big Bend Coalition is reaching out to veterans across the area. The coalition proposes to renovate a 54-unit property which would house veterans who may be homeless.
Here at the shelter we have several veterans, and it would give them an opportunity to move out and live in a different environment to prepare them for, independent living.
If approved, the project will cost $220,000. For more information, visit the Big Bend Coalition website at bigbendhc.org. Environmental officials say Florida's beaches are shrinking, and Governor Rick Scott says protecting the Sunshine State's sandy shores is a priority. He spoke Wednesday after meeting with state environmental officials. Officials say about 2/3 of Palm Beach County's beaches are considered to be critically eroding. The governor says protecting the beaches is critical to preserving tourism and protecting beachfront homes and businesses. Police in Florida are trying to figure out how a Georgia woman fell to her death at a high-rise condo. The 44-year-old woman fell from a balcony on the 14th floor and landed on the top level of a parking garage. Police aren't sure if the fall was an accident. In Seminole County, Florida, 2 doctors are accused of illegally prescribing medication to each other for more than 3 years. Deputies arrested Dr. Kevin O'Callaghan and Dr. Brian Hammeroff after a 4-month-long investigation revealed that they were writing prescriptions for narcotics to each other. The prescriptions, which were filled at different pharmacies each month, averaged a total of 160 to 200 pills per month. A Florida man walks free after serving 18 years in prison. Derek Williams was serving a life sentence before being released. Williams was convicted on charges of rape in 1992. Williams was released based on newly discovered DNA evidence. 12 prisoners in Florida have been exonerated based on DNA evidence. Coming up in sports, football is on the rise in both universities in Tallahassee and flag football. Stay tuned. You're watching News 20 at 6.
Here we go. One big push. Big push. Congratulations. Teenager.
Don't even think about going to Kevin's.
It takes one powerful mother to have a teen. Learn how to keep yours safe and stay sane at drugfree.org.
The Florida State University football team is preparing their final scrimmage of the spring. That's right, the Noles will be holding their annual Garnet and Gold spring football game on Saturday. One of the biggest question marks for the Noles will be whether E.J. Manuel can fill the shoes of former FSU quarterback Christian Ponder, and whether the Noles can build upon a successful 2010 campaign. Kickoff is scheduled for 4 p.m. Across the tracks at Florida A&M, the boys in orange and green are also preparing to wrap up spring practice. Coach Joe Taylor and his Rattlers are coming off of an impressive 2010 in which the Rattlers won a share of the MEAC title. The Rattlers look to replace a huge void left by the departure of running back Philip Sylvester. The Rattlers kick off the 2011 season at home versus Fort Valley State on September 3rd. Girls flag football fever is sweeping across the state of Florida, and many young ladies are getting involved. Reporter Curtis Ford has more following the sport.
In the South, football is king. It's a way of life, a tradition. Battle lines are drawn early. Every spring, eager young men flock to football fields hoping to earn a starting position in the fall. And wait a minute, we're not talking about the boys. We're actually discussing the girls. That's right, girls flag football. And these ladies can play. Ricker's head coach, Earl Hankerson, says girls flag football is very competitive.
It is a lot of fun. It gets intense at times because, like I said earlier, the girls are really, really competitive. They want to win. They're not out there just running around like most people might think. Playing, it gets very intense.
Since 2003, flag football has been a sanctioned Florida High School Athletic Association sport. Every year, a state championship game is held. Tallahassee Leon won back-to-back state titles in 2007 and 2008. Many parents also get into the springtime football spirit. This group of child supporters says it's an honor to be involved with the sport.
I think as a group, we have a really nice time. All the parents get along well, and it's all out there for the team, not just for your own children.
And I'm a senior mom, and I will be coming back again. A lot of senior moms come back, and years later. You're gonna come back?
Absolutely.
Many of the young ladies who play the game vary in athletic skill and experience, but one constant is the level of fun and learning. Ricker's starting wide receiver Kenesha Jackson offers advice to any young woman interested in playing football.
That's a sport that you're really good at. I think you should just try to come out and then just play your hardest and just go hard at everything you do.
As you can see, not only do these young ladies have heart, but they've got game. For News 20 at 5, I'm Curtis Ford.
Coming up after the break, local elementary students show off their journalistic skills. Find out how after the break.
There are heroes among us. They don't fly or bend steel or ride off into the sunset. They simply volunteer to look after someone else's health by providing comfort, lending a hand, or simply keeping us on track. Everyone's health needs a hero. Who will you look out for?
Find out how you can participate in improving our health. Visit iparticipate.org.
Students at a local elementary school are producing their very own newscast. Fifth graders at Connolly Elementary School in Leon County are honing their journalistic skills early. The students are responsible for the content of the entire newscast